Hey everybody, hang on, let me flip this around. Hey everybody, this is Mike from Rototillerguy. I wanted to do a quick video on what are the three really simple, the simplest issues, the three most common simple issues that I get called out for, and then I go there and it takes, I don't know, less than 10 minutes to determine what the problem is. And it's something really silly that the homeowner could have easily done themselves with and I try to talk them through how to do this on the phone. They just don't want to, they feel uncomfortable or whatever reason. And then I spend the time to go drive over to their house, and I literally just do some really, really simple stuff to determine what the problem is. And it's something, really silly, but now that I've driven to your house, I got to charge you, right? And with that, man, that just really torques. People think I'm, you're going to charge me for that? That was so simple and so easy, and you're still going to charge me? Well, yeah, I tried to help you over the phone. I want you to see if you could figure this out yourself. This is not hard. So let me show you what the simplest silly things are. So, it could be something bigger too, but let's just go see how to solve the simple things before you pay me to come out there, okay? So let me flip the camera back. So here you go. Here's your timer, and this is your electrical outlet in the wall. Well, some outlets are GFI, and the breaker has been tripped. So by the way, you would, in order to cause it to trip, I would hit that button that says test, and that will trip the breaker, and then I hit this reset button, and that solves all the problem. The power goes back on the timer because now I'm providing electricity. Now if you don't have a GFI and you have a breaker switch at your electrical panel, the breaker switch may have been clicked over, just like this GFI. It's the same thing, it's just another breaker switch. So if you plug something into the outlet, like a drill or a lamp, you can prove that outlet has power. You do not want to pay me $275 to drive over to your house and push this button, or just go check the breaker at the breaker panel and turn the power back on, and now voila, everything's fixed. But now you owe me, my minimum charge to drive over to your house, because my minimum is, for up to 3 hours of work. It's not worth my time to drive out there for 15 minutes worth of work. So I want a minimum guarantee for payment of up to 3 hours of work. Now, if I've solved the problem by just pushing that button, there's nothing else for me to fix. And that's $275 as my minimum charge to just hit that button, right? Now, the other simple thing is, if you look at your valves, and let's just say your gardener, now you're at work, you're not at home, and the gardener notices that there's a leak. And so he turns off the water to the valve that's leaking. You can do that a couple of ways. I could just, if I know which one of the valves is causing the problem, I could turn this thing and turn the volume all the way down. Let's see if I can, there we go, that one's kind of, so you turn them on this way and you turn them off that way. Now if your gardener has turned this completely off, these three valves work, but all of a sudden this valve, because the volume has been turned all the way down, it's getting the pulse of electricity to turn it on, but the volume has been turned completely off, so it doesn't run. And your gardener did that to stop a leak, but he didn't go knock on your door because you're at work. Or he broke the sprinkler head off, and he doesn't want to take responsibility for the fact that he broke it, and he just is going to disguise the fact that it's broken. Whatever the reasoning is, just go check that the water volume button is all the way on rather than all the way off. And that is, you know, again, you're going to pay me $275, and it's going to be one of the really silly things I'm going to double check in doing a diagnosis. And I'm going to look for the silly things that don't cost anything for you to pay for first before I start investing in replacing things that cost money, right? So I'm just telling you to go check these volume control buttons before you pay me to come out. The other way of turning the water off is actually at this lever right here. So if I turn this, that's on. It's in line with the pipe, right? But if your gardener has turned this off, there's no water being supplied to these valves now. Now, this lever is the water to the entire house. So it comes up from the city here, and it goes inside the house, and then it stems over this way to feed the water to this. And then I thought ahead, and I put a water shutoff valve on my sprinkler system in case I want to do maintenance to my sprinklers and not turn off the water to the house. Now, some people have not installed a separate shutoff to the irrigation system. So now I obviously have, because I'm a professional and this is my house. So I know that I want a water shutoff, and I don't want to disrupt everybody being able to flush the toilet and wash dishes and use the washing machine and take a shower. So I want the ability to separate and do maintenance to my sprinkler system and not cause there to not be water at the house. Now, if your gardener has turned off the water, now all of your valves are not going to work because there's no water being supplied. So that's one of the simple things I check, and I try to get you to look at before you hire me. So these are the really simple things, because if I drive over to your house and all I do is flip that lever and now everything works, boy, that didn't take much effort, did it? But I'm still going to charge you $275 for the knowledge of knowing to check that before I start getting involved in diagnosing what the other problems may be, right? So these are the three simple things. Electrical power, and you could just plug a drill or a light into that socket to confirm that the light socket's on. Check to make sure that the water is on to your sprinkler system, and that's not the reason why it's not working. And then go to the valves themselves and confirm that the volume has not been turned all the way off. Okay? Those are the three really, I drive to your house, I charge you $275, and I solve the problem in less than 5 minutes. And people get pissed. They get upset. They feel like though I've taken advantage of them, and they'll write me a negative review. So what I have done to avoid getting a negative review is I try to help people for free over the phone. And then some people just don't want to be bothered to go outside and go check these three things. And they're willing to pay me. They tell me they're willing to pay me. And then I show up, and then I flip these levers and do these three things. I double check these three things. And I've solved the problem by doing something really silly, but now I want to be paid $275. So anyway, I want to help you out. I want to help you avoid that. Thanks. Bye.